Do you ever feel like you're one step away from something great, but you just can't make yourself take it? You have the dream. You can see exactly who you want to become. But when the moment comes to actually do something about it, you freeze. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and you say it again and again, until the days blur together and the dream starts to feel like something that was never really meant for you. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because this story is for you. His name was Jake. Jake was 28 years old and he had a gift. Anyone who knew him could see it. He loved painting. He loved the way colors worked together, the way light could change the mood of a room, the way a simple image could make someone feel something deep. He was meant to be an artist. He knew it. His friends knew it. But here's the thing about Jake. He never painted. He talked about it all the time, though. He'd sit with his friends over coffee and describe the kind of art show he was going to have one day. He'd scroll through art pages online and think, I could do that. He'd even go out and buy new brushes and sketch pads, full of good intentions, and leave them sitting on his desk, still in the plastic wrap. Every morning, Jake woke up planning to start, and every night he went to bed having done everything except start. He wasn't a bad person. He wasn't even really a lazy person. He was scared. Scared that if he actually tried and it wasn't good enough, the dream would be over, and as long as he never tried, the dream was still alive. So he kept waiting, for the right mood, the right moment, for some big wave of motivation that never seemed to show up. Then one afternoon, Jake was walking through town when he passed a small art gallery on the corner. He stopped. Through the glass, he could see paintings hanging on the wall, colorful, full of feeling. He walked inside. He stood in front of one piece for a long time. It wasn't the most perfect thing he'd ever seen, but it felt real. You could tell someone had put real hours into it, real care. And Jake felt something shift inside him, because he realized whoever made this wasn't more talented than him. They just showed up. They just did the work. While Jake was busy waiting to feel ready, someone else was quietly building the thing Jake only ever talked about. He drove home without saying much to himself. When he got back to his apartment and saw the sketch pad still sitting on his desk, still wrapped in plastic, something hit him. Not anger, just honesty, like he had finally stopped pretending. He sat on the floor for a while, just sat there. Then he opened a drawer and found something he hadn't thought about in years, a small book his grandmother had given him when he was a teenager. She'd told him to read it when he needed it. He hadn't touched it until that night. One line stopped him completely. It said, "Great things don't come from grand actions. They come from the courage to take one small step every single day. Don't wait for motivation. Create it with movement." He read it 3 times. The next morning, Jake woke up early. He was nervous. He unwrapped the sketch pad. He picked up a pencil, and he drew one line. That was it, just one line. It wasn't great. It wasn't even intentional, really. But it was done. It was real. He actually did it. He wrote in his journal that morning, "I took my first step." The days after that weren't easy. Some mornings he'd sit down and immediately want to stop. The old thoughts came back. This is pointless. You're not good enough. Why bother? Some days he gave in to those thoughts, but most days he remembered that one small line he drew, and he drew another one. A week turned into a month. A few lines turned into sketches. Sketches slowly turned into something that actually looked like a painting. Not perfect, but real. And one evening, months later, Jake finished something he was actually proud of. He stepped back and looked at it, and he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Not just hope, but proof. Proof that he wasn't stuck. Proof that he could do it. A year later, Jake had his work hanging in a small local gallery. It wasn't a huge deal to the world, but the room was full of people standing in front of his paintings, feeling something. And Jake stood quietly in the corner, thinking about the version of himself who used to say he'd start tomorrow. If that's you right now, if you've been sitting on something you keep putting off, I want you to hear this. You don't need to feel motivated. You don't need the perfect moment. You don't need to be fully ready. You just need to take one small step, the tiniest step you can think of. Write one sentence, draw one line, make one phone call, just one thing, and let that be enough for today. Because motivation doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. Your dream hasn't gone anywhere, it's still there. It's just been waiting for you to stop waiting. So, what's your one step today?